Macmillan Audio presents The Invisible Life of Ivan Isaenko by Scott Stambach. Read for you by Dan Bittner. Forward. The following words were found in a children's hospital in Mazyr, Belarus, by an Irish journalist during the filming of a documentary. They were written on a pile of ragged papers in a nearly indecipherable script and stained with various substances ranging from coffee to borscht. A few years later, through a series of serendipitous events, they landed in the hands of an eager NYU graduate student, W.P. Kalish, who consolidated, edited, and typed them up. The words on those pages were first written by a 17-year-old patient named Ivan Isaenko. For reasons that will become clear, Ivan can and will do a much better job of telling his story than we can, so we will leave that to him. For now, we only wish to make 2 points in order to help clarify the context of the story as well as our role in its publication. First, like most of the other children living in the Mazyr Hospital for gravely ill children, Ivan was undergoing treatment for several medical conditions likely resulting from the catastrophic radiation released into the atmosphere following the explosion of a nuclear reactor near the city of Pripyat, Ukraine on April 26, 1986. While Ivan's exact medical diagnosis is unknown due to a lack of cooperation with the hospital administration, consultations with U.S. doctors suggest that Ivan was born with the connective tissue disorder Beals syndrome, in addition to several other genetic abnormalities. Second, while we have maintained the integrity of Ivan's original story and writing to the best of our ability, we felt it best to make a few minor changes where necessary. We have corrected errors in Ivan's grammar and spelling in situations where the intended meaning was obvious to us. There were also several instances where Ivan used a word that is unique to the Russian language or whose connotation has no direct translation in modern English. In these cases, we were careful to use the Russian word in the text, but clarify the meaning in a footnote. Occasionally, there were Russian idioms with no direct English translations. In these cases, we simply substituted the closest English idiom in its place or translated the sentence in an alternative way to preserve the meaning. Before turning you over to Ivan, I would like to share an anecdote. I'm often asked at dinner parties and cocktail hours about the secret life of an editor. By now, I have a canned response for this question. I pompously suggest that my job is godlike. I help create worlds and decide which dreams of men are released into the cosmos to become woven into our collective consciousness. After years of making this comparison, I'm sure some part of me believes it. Yet every so often a story finds its way to me for which the choice is not mine at all. To not package it, polish it, and let it flutter off into the world in its most honest form would be unforgivable. It would be unforgivable because there are corners of the world where voices cannot be heard, voices so tortured and yet so alive, so singular and yet so familiar, that they beseech the able for a path to hearts and minds. Ivan's is one of those stories. James C. Begley, New York, New York, June 2014. Part 1. The Count-Up. Currently, the clock reads 11:50 in the p.m. It is the second day of December. The year is 2005. 1. The anesthetization of Ivan Isaenko.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?